There's a word most people have never heard, but once you hear it, it kind of changes everything. Pronoia. It's the opposite of paranoia. Paranoia is that voice in your head that says everything is working against you. People are out to get you, and life is happening to you. But Pronoia says, what if everything is actually working for you? What if the universe, God, timing, whatever you believe in, what if it's all quietly, relentlessly conspiring in your favor? I didn't always think like this. Actually, I used to live in quite the opposite, trying to control everything, overanalyzing every situation, reading into other people's words, their silence and their energy, wondering, did I mess it up? Did I lose that? And why is this happening to me? And the more I tried to grip life tighter, the more it ended up slipping through my fingers. But something shifted, not overnight and not in some magical kind of way. It came through loss, through endings that I didn't choose, and through moments that didn't make sense. Moments where I stood there like, there is no way that this is working in my favor. And yet, looking back now, every single one of those moments redirected me, protected me, and rebuilt me into someone I never would have became if everything had gone right. And that's the part nobody tells you. Pronoia doesn't mean everything feels good. It doesn't mean everything is easy. And it doesn't mean you won't lose people or plans or versions of your life you thought were forever. It means even in the loss, there's alignment happening. Even in the chaos, there's something being rearranged for you. What if the thing that didn't work out was actually the thing that saved you? What if the delay was protection? What if the door that slammed shut didn't reject you? It redirected you. Because the truth that most people don't want to sit with is not everything that feels like rejection is loss. Sometimes it's precision. And when you start to look at your life through that lens, everything changes. You stop chasing what's running from you. You stop forcing what won't flow, and you stop begging for clarity because you start trusting that clarity is already unfolding. You begin to notice things, the timing that's too perfect to ignore, the people who show up exactly when you need them, the moments that feel random but somehow aren't. And that's not coincidence. That's alignment. That's pronoia. And no, this isn't about sitting back and doing nothing. This isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's not. This is about moving through life with a different kind of energy. Instead of fear, trust. Instead of control, surrender. Instead of, why is this always happening to me? You start asking, what is this trying to do for me? Because when you ask that question, you open a completely different door. A door where you're not a victim of your life. You're in partnership with it. And I know some of you are in it right now, in the middle of something that hurts, something that doesn't make sense, something that feels like it knocked the wind out of you. And the last thing you want to hear is, this is happening for a reason. And I get that. And I've been there. But this isn't about dismissing your pain. It's about holding your pain and still allowing space for possibility, for the idea that this isn't the end of your story. This isn't the thing that breaks you. This might actually be the thing that rebuilds you in a way you couldn't have ever planned for. Because the strongest version of you never came from the easy chapters. So, what if, just for a moment, you stopped assuming the worst? What if you stopped bracing for impact and started looking for alignment? What if, instead of expecting things to fall apart, you started expecting them to fall into place? That doesn't make you naive. It makes you powerful, because your perspective shapes your experience. Pronoia isn't blind optimism. It's a decision to believe that even when you can't see the full picture, something bigger is still at work. And maybe, just maybe, the universe isn't testing you. Maybe it's training you, positioning you, preparing you for something that actually fits you. Not the life you thought you wanted, but the life that's meant for who you're becoming. So, the next time that something doesn't go your way, pause before you spiral, before you assume the worst, before you tell yourself the story that you're losing something, and ask yourself, what if this is working for me? You don't have to fully believe it yet. You just have to be open to the possibility. Because the moment you shift that perspective, you stop fighting your life and you start flowing with it. And that's where everything changes. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you finally realize you were never being worked against. You were being guided. And maybe, just maybe, everything you've been through, every twist, every loss, every unexpected turn has been quietly, beautifully, strategically leading you to exactly where you're meant to be. That's Pronoia. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.